Stick around. Coming up next is Brawl News number 118. It's an all UFC update. We're going to talk about UFC President Dana White's problems with Meniere's disease. We're also going to talk about Tito Ortiz and how he's going to be looking for a job after UFC 148. And we're going to wrap it all up with yet another chapter in the continuing saga of Alistair, Overeem, and the Nevada State Athletic Commission. All that and more coming right up.
2 guys, 1 goal. The dismantling of the other's personality. It's time for BRAWLN News, a comic book man info.
In-depth team coverage, that's for the Olympics. We just rummage through trash. BRAWLN News, episode 118, neck snappin' nappin'. He's going to punch you a bunch of times.
Fight! 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 Hey folks, Comic Book Man here. Welcome once again to my video hideout. It's time for
Brawling News.
BRAWLN News, specifically the UFC and
I
BRAWLN
wish I
News.
could reach him.
And BRAWLN News is coming to you from this place, Alternate Reality, which is located at the intersection of 111th and Kedzie in beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood. Alternate Reality, where all my new comics are always 15% off every day for everyone. This UFC update is going to start off with UFC President Dana White, who went to the doctor, and the doctor said, "Oh
No more brawling!"
He's been diagnosed with a relatively rare disease called Meniere's disease. It causes a
Menard's disease?
Meniere's.
Menards?
Meniere's.
Is that people go to Menards too much and buy too much?
It's Meniere. It's more
Meniere's?
No more letters.
Meniere's.
Oh,
Apparently, the doctor who discovered it was named Meniere.
Meniere.
Wow. There
He
you go.
probably shopped at Menards, and that's where he got
There
it.
you go.
But it causes a sudden loss of balance,
Yes.
extreme dizziness,
Menards!
vomiting, and severe sweating. Now,
Yes.
he was diagnosed with the thing after coming back from Rio, and he was at a press conference and he got kind of dizzy. He didn't know what was up. And people went, "Is Dana mad?" He wouldn't know. He said, "I was about to pass out, so I got the hell out of Dodge."
Well, that's good.
Now, there's treatment. There's 2 kinds of treatment for this.
Yes.
One of them is
Bloated the back of the head right.
well, no. One of them's homeopathic. It means taking drugs and stuff like that. The other one is surgery.
Yeah, that's a little more radical.
Dana wants surgery. Here's the problem.
He wants surgery.
He wants the surgery because he wants to get it over with. Here's the problem with the surgery. In order to cure it by surgery, you have to go to the man's ear. You have to take part of the ear out,
Oh.
and then once that part of the ear is
Lay it
out,
out of the what is he? Data from
no,
Star Trek?
he takes like a bone or something out of his ear, and then once that's done,
Are you done?
you're deaf in that ear.
Oh,
That's
well.
why the doctors are saying, "Why don't you just take the drugs?" But he's like, "Well, I'd really kind of like to work the surgery." And he said, "If you have the surgery, you will have to retrain yourself how to walk, how to figure out spatial relationships, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Why don't you just take the drugs?" And so right now, I think Dana's probably leaning more towards taking the drugs.
How many shots to the head is Dana taking?
No. It's nobody. I mean, I looked up what's up with the disease. There's no real explanation why it happens. It's just maybe something he ate, something he came in contact with, and it just hits you. And it only hits like about 400,000 to 500,000 people a year. But having a bone taken out of your ear to solve it, it's a little severe.
Yes,
then you got to
it's
learn
very
how to
severe.
walk and point stuff again.
It's very severe. Okay. Someone else who is having problems over the UFC is Tito Ortiz, and he's looking for work.
Well, his last fight's going to be at UFC number 148. That's his last fight. He's fighting Forrest Griffin, and he hopes he's
And
offered.
then afterwards,
Well,
Yeah,
afterwards, it becomes a question. He thinks he wouldn't mind being one of those goodwill ambassadors, kind of like Chuck Liddell, going out and talking about UFC and doing a whole bunch of promotion. And so he hopes he's going to be offered a front office job because he's been with them more than he's been anywhere else. And he will be the next inductee in the UFC Hall of Fame, which is happening 4th of July weekend. I think on the 6th, he'll be the next inductee. He's been offered a job as a fight analyst for ESPN, but he'd really rather work for the company that he's worked for most of his life.
Take that ESPN job.
So he'll probably take the analyst job for ESPN anyway. Although he and Dana White used to really hate each other's guts, and they don't seem to hate each other as much. And he's kind of tight.
is that on Dana's side too, or just
It's
Tito's
mutual.
side?
Well, that's the basis
Because
for
Tito's looking for a job
The
now, and
feeling's relatively-
Dana has a job for him.
Yeah, the feeling's
So-
relatively
Spectacular
mutual between the
relationship.
two of them. I mean, what's really cute is, Ortiz's manager before he got to the UFC was Dana White, and then the relationship sort of just deteriorated into absolute hatred for each other. But Tito's like, "I'm cool with Dana. I'm not still mad at Dana. If he's still mad at me, that's on him." So.
Okay. Our last story up involves the never-ending saga of Alistair, Overeem, and the Nevada State Athletic Commission. It is yet another chapter.
He's now become a member. Because
This is actually kind of
Yeah, he's going to join the athletic,
might as well.
the Nevada State Athletic Commission.
Nobody-
Hey, this guy ought to fight. Here we go.
Nobody knows more about it than him.
Well, he's still under suspension. He won't be eligible to come back from suspension until January. He's the athletic commissioner already told him he had to come in and take a random test because of the drugs. He said, not only am I going to take the random test, I'm going to just take tests voluntarily.
He's studying for his
once
test.
a week or once every couple of months, and we're going to take it and we're going to send it to
I'll
him.
take a physics test.
So he will probably
I'll take the ACTs.
He's cramming
figure,
for his test.
Well, you figure, okay, if it's 9 months into suspension, you figure they're going to assign him to 9 tests. He's probably going to take 9 more. He will become, whenever he's reinstated, the most tested fighter in UFC history.
Are there cliff notes for this test?
I don't have any more urine.
It's a simple test. It's here's a bottle, here's a cup,
Pee in a cup.
knock it out.
They still couldn't figure that one out.
And a blood
empty
test.
cup and dripping hands.
Pee something that we'll accept in this cup.
Because he swears.
Hey man, this is purple.
He swears, I'm clean. He even did a video, and the fact that he's willing to go,
He did a video?
he's to go way past the extra mile of taking tests at random that you have to pay for on your own.
Yeah.
Suggests he's really trying to.
We do videos all the time. There's nothing clean about us.
Yeah. Well, we don't pee in cups either.
I don't.
We should start though.
Pee in cups. Next episode.
Get some cups. Coming up next, Brawl News 119. We are going to pee in cups.
I just had a lot of water.
I peed in your coffee cup.
Oh.
that's what that was. And that's it. We're done. We're finished right here. We got no more Brawlin' News.
Oh,
but
thank God.
go to the store's website. Check out all the Brawlin' News this man sends me. I post up. Boo!
Yes.
Tell him.
Sarah, go pee in a cup.
What?
www.myalternatereality.com. It actually smells a little like split pea soup.
So, go to the store's website. Check out all of his news. And until next time, this is Comic Book Man
And this is Bo.
saying,
I'll take a pee test anytime, any place, anywhere.
I'll always hit the floor.
and you can take that to the bank. Bye! Lots of stores can make lots of claims about themselves, but only I can make the claim that nobody has ever paid full price for a new comic here at Alternate Reality. Since 1994, every new comic that's walked out the door has been discounted 15% off. So if you want to save 15% off your new comics, there's only one place to come, and that's Alternate Reality.
The Video Outhouse is brought to you by some of the finest people willing to work for free. This is a list of some of them.